What up, what up, what up? Dusty Boaz Henry here. Boaz standing for the believer of the Alpha and the Omega. Z is the last letter in the alphabet, so therefore it represents the Omega. Henry standing for high earning, not rich yet. But I'm still dusty. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. It's been a long day of recording, y'all. I recorded this twice. But I didn't get this far in the last one, so this is going to be authentic in the first read. We're still in Isaiah. We're going to close out chapter 3. We're on the Message version. Isaiah 3, beginning at verse 24. Isaiah 3, the Message version, beginning at verse 24. Isaiah 3:24. Instead of wearing seductive scents, these women are going to smell like rotting cabbages. Instead of modeling flowing gowns, they'll be sporting rags. Instead of their stylish hairdos, scruffy heads. Instead of beauty marks, scabs and scars. Your finest fighting men will be killed. Your soldiers left dead on the battlefield. The entrance gate to Zion will be clotted with people mourning their dead. A city stooped under the weight of her loss, brought to her knees by her sorrows. Switch over, as is standard with the channel, to the New American Standard Bible. Isaiah 3, New American Standard Bible, verses 24 through 26. Isaiah 3:24. Now it will come about that instead of balsam oil, there will be a stench. Instead of a belt, a rope. Instead of well set hair, a plucked out scalp. Instead of fine clothes, a robe of sackcloth. And branding instead of beauty. Your men will fall by the sword, and your mighty ones in battle, and her gates will lament and mourn, and she will sit deserted on the ground. You know, is there any particular reason that both translations reference Jerusalem as a female? What do y'all think about that? Why? Why have we spent so much of chapter 3 just going in on the ladies of Jerusalem? A plucked out scalp? I don't want to think. Well, I ain't got to worry about it because I ain't got the dangling earrings and all of the stuff, the baubles, as the word said, the baubles that women get into. But why is the city referred to as a she? I have my own opinion. This is Dusty's opinion. I believe that it goes back to this. As you can see, this mouse is working. It is on. The batteries that are in this mouse are aligned the way that they're supposed to be aligned, and therefore the mouse works. So you have this particular mouse takes 2 batteries. And as you can see, here, this is the alignment of the batteries for this mouse in order to work. Now, when I was growing up, I would say 98, 99% of the time, the batteries went in opposite of each other. But I really like this mouse and this representation because if we have the first battery that goes in and it aligns with how God designed him, but then you have the other battery that goes in and it says, yeah, I know what the word says and I know what God designed me for and who God designed me to be. But I want to do my own thing. I want to go in the way that I want to go in. And then turn the mouse, turn the mouse. I don't know why I'm trying to listen to a mouse, but you get the point. Turn the mouse on. And God, why am I getting divorced? Lord, why can't I find my husband? Lord, why does it seem like everything that I touch isn't successful? Didn't your book say that you would never forsake me? Are you aligned appropriately? And to me, because of what Genesis 3 says, where the woman will always be seeking the power of the man and to rule over the man, and it will never happen. I didn't write the word. That's just in Genesis 3. Soon as that woman gets herself aligned right, things start working. I believe that the reason that Jerusalem is compared to a woman in this scripture is because Jerusalem is out of line. I believe that Jerusalem started aligning itself with some of the activities and actions of Sodom and Gomorrah out of alignment with God. And God came through and took care of Jerusalem and started plucking their scalps. Bald headed, scabby. What did the other version say? Let's go back. Oh, yeah, we got plenty of time. Let's go back. What did this other version say? Didn't it say something about scurvy? Oh, this is the American Standard Version. What did it say? Dang, y'all gonna be stanking? Y'all gonna be stanking. Let's go to the Message version. What did the Message version say? Because I had to hold my laughter back, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Scruffy. That's the one I'm looking for. Instead of their stylish hairdos, so you're gonna be stanking with a scruffy head. You know what's kind of sad about this is the women who are wearing the weaves and the wigs and all that stuff. If you don't take care of your hair under that, your hair starts coming out. Balding in spots. And so I go back to this last video on this channel. If you're looking at Isaiah 3 and you're a female, and instead of wearing your seductive scents, you are gonna end up smelling like cabbages. Why? And history has a tendency of repeating itself, and nothing is new under the eyes of God. Why would you further misalign yourselves with the purpose that God has for your life to end up like the women in Jerusalem? How are you today in 2025 as a woman different from the women in Jerusalem? I didn't write this book. We already I started down this journey only by looking at Isaiah 4:1. And I went back to 3 for context. Where is this coming from? Now I'm going to go back to 2. In the next video, we're going to do 2. We're going to go all the way to chapter 2. And if we have to, we'll go to all the way to chapter 1 because I want to know what the men were doing. We already know that verse 10, was it? Let's go back. How much time we got? Was it verse 10 or verse 12? No. Which verse did verse 12. Silly girls bully them around in the Message version. I remember that. But in the New American Standard Version, verse 12, their oppressors treat them violently and women rule over them. It just kind of seems that if I were female and I were aligning myself with the Bible and I read things of this nature, that I would move opposite. Doesn't particularly matter what the crowd is doing, even in my own life as a male. Do I have my friends putting their real face out on this internet reading this Bible? No. But I'm trying to move different. I'm trying to move and align myself with his word so that I can be raptured up at the feet of his throne. And I suggest that you do the same. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get this discussion going. Share this video with your friends. Let's have a discussion about it. I didn't write this book. I didn't write this word. I didn't translate it. I'm just reading it and interpreting it and hoping that it will reach somebody and help their lives be more aligned with the Lord. I've already spoiled it. We're going to go back to chapter 2. I'm just doing I don't really see a whole list of baubles that men need to stop doing in chapter 2, but we'll go through it together and figure out how did we get to Isaiah 3? What is going on besides the women trying to be in charge? What is going on with the brothers in Jerusalem? How did we get here? How did we get to the scabby, what did it say? Scurvy? Scabby? Scruffy. How did we get to scabby heads and scruffy heads? Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share this video. Turn on the bell notifications. Dusty Boaz Henry. Boaz standing for the believer of the Alpha and the Omega. Z is the last letter in the alphabet, therefore it represents the Omega. Henry standing for high earning, not rich yet. I'm still dusty, but I ain't gonna let no woman rule over me. That's for sure. I'm out. Peace.